Oh, all right, Mom. Time for your Sunday morning read. Actually, I'm gonna do a double feature. One is about thinking outside the box, and the other is a poem I wrote. Pretty sure I was 16. About what happens if we don't think outside the box. But I also wanted to tell you, I haven't called you or spoke to you. You may have found, I say, part of the reason why I keep losing my shit every time I read these stories. I mean, it could just be because to me they're very emotional, but so past month I've been sort of half-ass sick. A couple days and better, and then sick again. Couldn't quite figure out what the hell's going on. And then I think I told you I'd called the doctor because I just wanted, as I said, get my head examined. I don't know why I kept just getting so emotional. And then inadvertently, I thought I was seeing him for that, and I ended up having a checkup. So the results of the checkup, blood work came back, and the doctor called me, and he said my white cells were way down, my neutrophils were way down, and my neutrophils, whatever the hell they are, and my liver function was way down, which was the exact same thing that happened to me a year ago and sent me into the hospital for 9 days. And back then, it was because they were giving me so many just major antibiotics trying to keep my heels from getting infected. The antibiotics killed all the white blood cells and killed all the neutrophils, and I was just basically infected. Too dramatic, but basically I didn't have any white cells, and I was damn near on death's bed with a fever. But that's not the case this time, because I wasn't any. I did take some antibiotics when I stabbed myself in the thumb, so maybe that had a little bit to do with it. But I just assumed low liver function was me drinking, which would be a great assumption. But so last Friday, before the holiday weekend, I got to feeling shitty again, feeling 68 degrees in that house, and I had a sweat and a fever, felt shaky and weak. I called my doctor again, and he said, you need to go to the hospital. I'm going to go to that hospital and remember, just like I did last time, because I knew my neutrophils were low, and my white was low. I said, they're going to admit me. I'm going to be stuck in that fucking bed again for, I know you told me to stop saying the F word, I'm trying. Anyway, I didn't want to go, but I said, damn it, I have not felt right for a month. May as well go and get it resolved. So I go to the hospital. In there for 7 hours. They pump 2 gallons of blood out of me and do every test known to mankind. And at the end of the day, they come back and say, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm like, there's something wrong with me. I said, I'm hacking up shit. I got fevers and shakes and I don't feel well, weak. And I said, well, there's nothing they could find. The white blood cell count was normal, the neutrophils were normal, and the liver count was a little low, but not abnormal. Oh, shit. So I go home, feeling miserable, suffer through the weekend because the doctor's on vacation. Same thing happened to me, I guess Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I called him, and we had looked up my symptoms, and one of the things that they said potentially could be is if you're under a tremendous amount of stress, which I have been under a tremendous amount of stress, that your glucose levels can fall, and that could cause shakes and fevers and weakness. Anyway, I called Greer. Could this be a possibility? He said yes. If it is, you need to eat something. I guess it's similar to similar to it. He said eat something, drink some orange juice or whatever the hell, diabetes, some similar to some form of that. So I did, and I did feel a little bit better. But so the other thing that came up was pain pills and the Tylenol. And my pain pills that I take are compatible with Tylenol, but they may not be compatible with my depression medicine, my whatever. I take so many damn pills every morning. Anyway, so something wasn't working. I'm still thinking it's scotch. Go back to the doctor. It's Monday or Tuesday. Draw another 2 gallons of blood. Do all the results. Results come back. White count is normal. Neutrophils are normal. Liver function is low, abnormal, again. All right, well, this is clearly, it's alcohol. Well, to my surprise, he said the numbers, they got these sheets, I don't know, whatever, they're doing all the numbers. And he said the numbers did not support alcohol use. It did not support some other liver disease related to alcohol use. What the hell is that all about? So he tells me I gotta get an ultrasound, which I'm still waiting for. He's got to do some more tests. But what we basically came to conclude, he described it really well. He's talking about the liver filters things out. Like if you take a Tylenol, it's supposed to go through one thing, but then you drink a scotch and the scotch fills the void that the Tylenol is supposed to do, or vice versa. And I guess it makes these deposits, and that's what gets hardening up the liver. So whatever he saw in the results led him to believe, pointed him in the direction that it's the medicine that is causing my liver failures or function to go down. And potentially, because the way it filters stuff out, it could be potentially affecting my antidepressant, which could be why I'm busting out crying all the time. Because one of these drugs, he doesn't know which yet, is not letting the others do their job. So there you go, Mom. You don't need to call me. Everything's under control. I feel a lot better. I've still got this. They don't know what the hell's wrong with that. Well, actually, that's not true. He decided. He gave me. He didn't want to change my antidepressants because he doesn't know what's messing me up. But he did give me another asthma medicine, a different nasal medicine, because he felt like I was having recurring environmental asthma, which would make perfect sense. Working in that damn garage, even though I bought that $1,000 vacuum and I try to wear a dust mask, and it's just unavoidable. I mean, I've been coughing up shit for a week. Every morning, every afternoon. I mean, it's just, I don't know where it's, they check my lungs and say my lungs are good. Where's all this crap coming from? But as I said, no need to call. I got it under, we'll figure it out. I got it under control, and I'm not in the hospital. All right. Sorry for the ramble. So I picked these two story and a poem out, trying to keep in theme with my attempt to draw two sides together and start a conversation. I mean, I don't think there's anything to cry about in this one story, but God only knows my dumb ass. This is about thinking outside the box. You probably know which story it is, but I'm going to read it anyway. Alright, this is called Why Smart Dogs Go to Church and Deer Don't Play Football. This past year, I took my son on a deer hunt with several friends on a property that I've hunted for 18 years. My son, Hunter, Ishi, my dog, and myself were to be the deer drivers, while the rest of my friends took stands. A simple plan, thousands of years old: surround a block of woods, dogs and drivers stomp through the middle, deer run out past the standers. Simple concept that far more than often does not work. As we're waiting to start the drive, I got a call on the radio from Lamar, huntmaster and former friend of 30 years. Dive into that sometime. He had seen a buck and some does running out toward the back door, meaning headed out the back of the block. A typical scenario, and why they call it hunting and not killing. This report visibly frustrated my son, who at 13 years of age assumed the drive was a waste since all the deer had run out. 30 years in the woods tells me otherwise. Excuse me. Just to clarify, for the most part, my son is a typical 13-year-old. He wants immediate gratification, wants to do as little as possible to get it, and is quite certain he knows everything there is to know about making it happen. He's impatient and antsy. Lamar affectionately nicknamed him Fidget. He's a good kid, and I love him, but he can get an attitude. So you can visualize his expression when I told him we were going to walk down the highway and drop in behind the church. Why are we going to do that? That's total opposite of what we're supposed to be driving, Hunter begrudgingly asked. In my typical 42-year-old father of a teenager voice, I replied, "Load up and come on." Now understand, if this deer drive were a football game, the deer just made an interception and are running unobstructed out the back door to a touchdown of freedom. Meanwhile, Hunter, Ishi, and myself are wandering around the stadium, arguing about missing tickets for the big game and headed for the parking lot. No wonder Hunter has an attitude. that's going to do it. Sorry. Well, where was I? Parking lot. No wonder Hunter has an attitude. To add to his frustration, I told him keep quiet. Normally, on a deer drive, I make a lot of noise, and I teach Hunter to do the same thing. Most importantly, it's for safety. Sneaking around quietly through the woods surrounded by 10 hunters with shotguns who are listening for deer tiptoeing quietly through the woods. It's generally not a good idea, so I don't do it. Secondly, when I drive, I am talking to my dog, and he is talking to me. But that's another story. So this time I said to be quiet. It was safe because we were in the parking lot. And as Hunter pointed out, we were going in total opposite. We were going total opposite of all the standards. I can see his frustration. We're walking down the highway taking our dog to church while everyone else is hunting. He didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I think Ishi did, and I know Lamar did. Anyway, after a short hike, and listening to my son ask for the 100th time, where are we going? What are we doing? We finally reached the corner of the church cemetery. Then I explained to Hunter, son, the deer that were jumped are not going to stay in that block. They could smell and see every standard that was trying to get around them. What they're going to do is run into the wind out the back door until they feel safe. Smaller rock, which should be right on that little pine thicket above the cemetery. All I'm trying to do is get around the deer to push them back into the hunt. With that teenage know-it-all voice, Hunter replied, well, if you go any further, we're going to jump them again. They'll keep heading into the wind and cross the highway. Yeah, they might, but in 18 years, I've never seen a deer cross there. But I've seen plenty try and run through this cemetery. Besides, we're not going any further. Ishi is. Now, if you listen and pay attention, you might get a shot. What are you talking about? Just keep quiet and pay attention. As my son looked at me like I should be committed to an institution, I called Lamar on the radio. How about you, Lamar? Yeah, go ahead. I slammed the back door. You ready? Yeah, copy that. 10-4, here we go. Hike him up in here, Ishi. Get him up in here. 30 years hunting together, enough said. Ishi went off like a shot. He knew what was going on, and he knew how to make it happen. Ishi is no teenager. He runs all the way around the knoll where the pine thicket stands and straight up the property line. I may have slammed the back door, but Ishi just shut the laundry room window. Get ready, son, I said quietly. Get ready for what? He yelled back. I say nothing. Ishi works the bottom of the knoll. His bell chimes out rhythmically like a blacksmith forging steel. His body twisting and turning like a compass needle trying to find north on an ocean swell. He smells every leaf to find what he's looking for until there. There it is. He's got it. You can't mistake it when he's on a trail. That tail of his, it never lies. That thing starts darting around like a bobber does when a minnow is trying to outrun a bass. I key the radio. Y'all get ready. Ishi's fixing to jump. Lamar calls back. Copy that. Hunter grabs some acorns and says, what? Then comes the sound when you know it's getting ready to happen. That long, deep moaning howl, followed by 2 or 3 choppy barks. Ishi has no radio, but he tells me just the same. I'm on him, guys. Get ready. Like I said, my dog talks to me. Ah, fuck. I didn't see that coming. God, that damn dog. Truly was one of a kind, amazing dog. People got 15, 20 deer hounds. We didn't need, all we needed was Ishi. We could run that dog all day long, 3 days in a row. I mean, he knew what was going on. He knew where the standards were. If he got out of the block, he said, "The hell with this." He'd come back and hunt another one. But, so, we're ready to try again. Like I said, my dog talks to me, but that's another story. Get ready, son. Huh? Then it happened. Ishi jumped the deer. You can always tell by the pitch and cadence of his voice. You know the sound your clothes washer makes when you've overloaded it with wet towels and it gets out of balance? That's Ishi when he jumps. That's a sound my son understands. He drops his acorns. Here he comes, son, shoot him. Bang, 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 bang. That was me. It wasn't a real gun. The sound of that wash machine just keeps on running right out of hearing. I can't do anything right. Son, relax. I miss too. We all miss. Yeah, but that was a buck, and he was right on top of me. My son has a bad habit, a defense mechanism of sorts. When he screws up, he gets angry at everyone around him. Must be genetics. He gets it honest. I've learned to say as little as possible till he cools down, because he can't hear you at this time. The lesson is lost. After a few moments, I try to break the ice. Hike Ishi back, son. Angrily, he replies, "Why? I can't hit anything. We just scared all the deer out of the country, and Ishi's gone out of hearing." Lamar calls on the radio. "Y'all got him?" "No, Hunter and I both missed. Hold tight." "Copy that." I try Hunter again. "Hike Ishi back, son." "He's out of hearing." Still mad. "He's out of our hearing, but we're not out of his hearing. Call him, he'll come." "Why? I can't hit nothing." It's just how he said it too. I'm now reaching that point I'm sure all 42-year-old fathers of teenage boys reach when their face turns red and their hands shake. Like I said, my son gets it honest. "Son, the reason you missed is because you weren't listening or paying attention. You can't kill a deer with an acorn. Now you might get another shot if you listen, pay attention." I'm interrupted. "Why? There's no more deer left in this block." "Reload your gun and call the damn dog. Copy that?" He says nothing. The thing my son and a lot of veteran hunters don't understand is the principle of fight or flight, and my subsequent related principle of flight or hide. A deer is a funny creature. It may leave the country at the drop of a tailgate, or it may squat like a frog on a lily. It's all in their perception of danger. If they have the wind in their nose and you push, they will leave. But if you corner them, cut off their exit, say like shutting the gates to the parking lot when the game's over, Those deer will squat and disappear like a snowflake on a sand dune. Is your gun loaded? Yes, sir. Pay attention. Ishi's coming back. Lamar, you copy? Yeah, go ahead. Hunter and I both missed, but we got Ishi back, and we're fixing to try again. 10-4, copy that. All right, Ishi. Good boy. Now go get him. Hike him up in here. Now Ishi is no fool. He understands the flight or hide principle too. He went right back to where he first jumped, and 15 seconds later, that half-acre pine thicket exploded. It sounded like someone took that wash machine, stuck it on a freight train, and drove the whole thing off a cliff. Get ready, son, here he comes. Yes, sir. Ishi's right on his tail. Don't shoot the dog. Yes, sir. There he is. Shoot. Bang, 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 bang. That was me again. Y'all are some goofy dogs. I got him. You sure did, son. I got one too. That's my first big buck. Man, Dad, that was so cool. A double. A 6-pointer and a 7-point. Good dog, Ishi. I never would have thought there would be any more deer in that little thicket. That dog messes with my head. Now's the time you can be assured he'll hear what you're saying. So I tell him. That's why you have to listen, pay attention, have a little confidence, and sometimes think outside the box. Literally. You copy? Yes, sir. Copy that. You did good, son. I'm proud of you. Call Grandpa or Granny and tell them about your buck. Then reload and hike up the dog. Huh? There's more deer in this block, and we're going to get them out. Get ready, Lamar. 2 down and more to come. There goes Ishi. 10-4. Copy that. Lamar and the guys killed 2 more bucks and a doe. It was a good day. You might say we got lucky, but I believe in another principle. One I'm trying to teach my son. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Hunting is a lot like life. You have some good days and you have some bad, but you're never really out of the hunt unless you take yourself out. If you have a few good friends that are persistent, rely on your intuition and experience, you can make your own luck. It never hurts to have a good dog, too. Copy that? I almost made it. But even though that's a hunting story, again, trying to express thinking outside the box, listening to other people, the other side. Pay attention to what they're really striving for. Use your intuition, use your experience to solve the problem. This is a problem we're going to have to think outside the box on. All right, this is a poem about what might happen if we don't think outside the box. I wrote this a long time ago. Like I said, I think I was 16. I'm not sure what exactly prompted me to write it. Some political issue or me feeling sorry for myself, I don't know. But this is called The Morning Sun. These are the days when the sun is gray and shines the faintest light. When dusk does fall, not a soul can tell the difference in the night. Yet the time will come when dawn arrives, yet the morning sun won't shine. And then my friends will know the fears that I hold deep inside. I once did rise in early sleep to ponder the thoughts of day and take comfort that the morning sun would shine the clearest way. It always seemed to give me hope as it overcame the trees, a warm reminder to help me cope with the towering troubles I see. Another day to start again as it burst into the sky. I felt the power of its blazing ascent, for I felt the power of its blazing ascent. I'm sorry. I had a little scratch out there. I couldn't read what I wrote. I felt the power of its blazing ascent as it blinded my squinting eyes. And for all these years I knew it was there, through the darkest of the clouds. But I never thought I'd see the day when the sun would wear a shroud. Now I rise a later sleep, for my fears have begun to soar. Yet it's a futile way to try to keep this world from crumbling more. It seems the goals I've tried to reach and the man I want to become are all now falling out of sight, like the setting of the sun. These are the days when the sun is gray and shines the faintest light, and not a soul can know the fear I feel as day slips into night. The time will come when the sun won't shine, and as divisive lines forlorn, for that's the day the morning sun has truly begun to burn. Clearly it was something I felt divided over. Kind of like now. But I'm trying to. So, Angela's cousin, Gavin, in Ireland, he took that poem I wrote about napping on love. I think I read it to you in the story, Good Old Buzzard and Napping on Love. But he took the poem, and he's a musician, so he put it to music, turned it into a song, and he's going around Dublin singing this song about me banging on rocks. And I'm trying to find out, because he sent an email a while back, I think he put this poem in music too. but I don't. He said something about it, but I don't ever remember hearing it. So I'm trying to get in touch with him, see if he actually did. But anyway, Mother, I think I only said the F word once, I think. I apologize. I'm trying. There's your morning read. I'm trying to write another story. It's definitely different. When I finish, maybe I'll finish it reading next Sunday. All right. Talk to you later.